Yo, what it is, man? It's your boy Yurdy G.
It's your boy Nick White, Icon Nation. How we feeling?
What's up? My name's Lynda.
And this is another episode of the Toxic Icon Podcast. And, she didn't even let me, give her ups.
She did it on her own.
I know. She's like, hey, I'm Lynda. Yo, we got, she is a carpenter, a haunter,
Scenic artist.
a mother, scenic artist. She knocked Iron Man over.
I did
You
not.
know.
That is, no.
Everybody makes noise for
Lynda, appreciate you for hopping on here with us.
Yo,
Yes,
this has
ma'am.
been a long time coming.
It has been a long time
We've
coming.
been planning this for a while.
We
like,
have, and we finally making it happen.
Yes.
six years.
Right.
long
A
time.
whole lot of time. So, I mean, we have hunted with you for a long time. You've been in the industry for a long time, as just like us.
Not me, I left.
You left and came back. Yurdy leaves, he comes back.
Look, them
we
years
know
in
how it
between
goes.
still count because, you still a clown 365. So
Not so much. Not
you-
so much. I'm a doll now.
a doll.
Yes, I am a doll.
Okay, we're gonna have to discuss that later.
He did run a dog character this year.
Yep, I wore a onesie and everything.
Did you like that more than your clown though?
I had fun in it.
Man, come on now.
I did. I had fun.
It's fun to change it up, but clown, come on.
See, okay, I was a clown before Terrorvicious, but
Okay.
there is this stigma that Yurdy's only a clown. And then when I become other characters, they're like, oh, shit, Yurdy can
No,
do
I
this.
got multiple characters. That's okay. It's just I'm true to my clown.
When I try to not be a clown again, when we had Wilson and the other person, who we won't name,
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, no.
they were like, Yurdy,
no.
we should be this clown again.
I feel like it's really about what character you embody the most. What character they don't have to worry about you because you can.
Yo,
push
you
that
own your
character.
pig man though.
He's a rat.
I'm cool with that. Now I'm not gonna lie. I broke 2 pig silicones this season. I apologize.
broke them?
Yeah, I broke 2.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I was going hard. I broke 2 of
Hey,
them.
that's how you know you're haunting good.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
I
when-
was-
when you start destroying
I was
stuff.
going off.
That's how you know you're going good.
I was going off, and I broke 2 of them. The first one I broke, I went and told our management. I was like, "Look, I apologize, but this broke." They're like, "All right, no big deal.
Yeah.
We'll fix it. Put some adhesive glue or something, or whatever, fix
Right.
silicone." I went out there the next night. And as soon as I went out there, right up the back,
Oh no.
up the back, right up the middle,
Oh.
split.
Look, at least it was in the back though. You can't see it. It wasn't like jaw.
Yeah,
ripped
no,
or,
most
nose
def.
or something. So
The only thing was that it felt weird. It felt too light out there after a while. And it was like a couple hours into a busy night. So I'm like, why is it feeling this light? This feels like a brand new mask. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the
it was
back
a
and I
brand new
realized,
right.
yeah, it was. I went back and realized it was broken. So
Man.
I was a rat for the remainder of the season. And I thought it was cool. It was nice.
It's fun to switch it up.
Yeah, some people didn't know what I was. Some people were like, "Oh, you a guinea pig? You a hamster?"
Sometimes you don't get time to get in your actual character. It's
Yeah.
just you got to throw something.
you
on
just
and get
got
out
it, and
there.
that's
You
really
don't
what
have
it
a
was.
choice,
I was
so-
like, "What's the easiest shit I could put on my head right now?"
Right.
Look
True.
through the whole thing, like this rat mask. Okay,
I missed that
let's
Slipknot
go with
mask.
it. The one that,
The one that I ripped in 6 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, that was a good mask.
6 minutes.
Yeah, it's like
That was a good one.
So I was chasing this girl. As soon as I came out there, I was
no.
on 10, and she had some really long nails, so she just, yep,
Oh,
right up the neck, and it wasn't a little rip; it was all the way down,
She literally slashed you.
literally.
Damn.
And before we go any further, because I just thought about this, shout out to Jalen. For those of you all who do watch the podcast, Jalen is not able to make tonight. He's not feeling too well. So shout out to Jalen. He will be back. But we just send him some love. Make sure he's feeling
Yes. Send Jalen your love. Donate to the Venmo Toxic Icon Podcast.
Buy a
he
hoodie.
might need some orange juice.
right.
Get
So
that
speaking
Delta.
of your mask getting slashed, the topic tonight is your favorite slasher movie or movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I
gonna
feel
be
like,
controversial, though.
oh, it probably is going to be controversial. We were
Right.
all chopping it up before we started. So
Right, Lynda likes elevated horror.
I like psychological more than slasher. I've seen some of the slasher movies though, so I'm not judging. I'm excited to hear y'all's opinions though.
I don't mind psychological horror at all.
I don't mind psychological horror, but it's not like a good slasher.
I think what's so textbook and great about a slasher is that it is what it is.
It's simple.
It's simple.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the slashers at Halloween time. I like the psychological horror more
throughout the year. Okay,
yeah.
I could take that.
Yeah, so if
cool.
I watch it, it's more towards the Halloween season than it is, in the off season.
That makes sense.
Like Halloween, the Freddy versus Jason. That one's probably my favorite out of the Freddy and Jason series.
Banger.
What was the other one? New Nightmare. That one's pretty good. I like that one. Oh no, Yurdy.
Yurdy is the hardest movie critic I ever met in my life, man. I'm telling you, like
nothing can top as far as Freddy. Nothing can top 3. Nightmare 3. Dream Warriors.
That original ain't nothing to play with, bro.
I was gonna say
ain't nothing to play with.
At least the first 2 before I came today, and I know that them first 2 were pretty fire. So
don't get me wrong. The second one, he did his thing, especially like when he was at that party and everything.
Right.
And he was like blaming he wasn't blaming the kills on everybody else. He made it appear as if they were doing them.
True. I don't know. I feel like everybody has different components as to what makes a good movie. And if we're talking about slashers right now, I'm a music guy at heart, and it's the score for me.
The score is
the kills are great, but if the background music can be solid, then that's gonna push that movie in the category for me. I listened to the original Nightmare on Elm Street score today.
Niggas a score person.
I'm a definite score.
I'm
person.
a score person also.
Yeah.
Like I listen to the Halloween Kills album every day.
Every day?
Yes, every single day.
I listen to somebody's score at least once a day.
I don't listen to the whole thing, but I listen to at least one song every day from this album.
You're a band kid, right?
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
Trombone, baby.
It just goes trombone, percussion. I think it just goes into,
That's why you like the drum majors and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
It all comes full circle.
Yep. All right. Got you.
And the music is so key to me, for real. There's some horror movies I know people think are trash. And I'm like, the acting might have been bad, but that music was on point.
Okay. Unpopular opinion. Now, we all know Halloween Ends was a big pile of shit.
That one was terrible.
But the score.
The score. It's the score.
I'm going to tell you what killed that movie for me. It was the fact that he was so small. Like, whoever they had playing him, like, he just looked so small on the screen.
James Jude Courtney?
It was not.
James Jude Courtney is like 6'3".
But he looked so small on the screen. Like, he didn't look like the others did.
Don't let Jalen hear you say that.
Like, that's really what killed it for me. Is there was one scene where I saw him come up and he just looked so tiny, and I was like, this is so unintimidating. Like, it killed it for me. That was the end of it for me. Like, I almost got up and walked out the movie theater.
I get it, but also you got to remember, Rowan Campbell, the guy that played Corey, he's like, I want to say 5'11" or 6 feet. So in comparison.
But he looked so small. Like, maybe it was his mask or something didn't fit. Maybe it was his costume. Like, something about it he looked so unintimidating compared to some of the others. And I was like,
but Nick Castle's little also.
Disappointing.
He's like right at 6 feet.
True. But to piggyback off what Lynda said, I do understand what you're talking about, because it could literally be something as simple as a camera being angled awkwardly.
Right.
And then the ultimate killer looks not intimidating.
Less intimidating.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I caught hell from Yurdy and Jalen on an episode that's out. I can't remember which one it is, but I was talking about how I prefer the original Pennywise as opposed to.
Absolutely. I hate the makeup for the new Pennywise, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, you outnumbered. Man.
I don't understand the coming up, going through. I just don't like it.
And that's the only thing. Like,
you said you want to put Lynda out?
Well, there he is right there.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Like, I
It's
think
cool,
that to me is less intimidating than the original Pennywise
It's
was.
simplistic. Just like Tim Curry's was simplistic.
I do like the simplicity of it. Yes, I agree.
I just think Stephen King's It was. I think I like the vibrant colors more.
See,
I don't know. I think that's what it was.
The hair was bigger too, and that was probably adding to the intimidation.
The hair
also.
was bigger.
Like
this
one has big hair, but it's styled.
Yeah,
it's
and this one incorporates
looking.
a lot of dark reds and grays and things like that.
Yeah.
That old Pennywise, vibrant colors, I think is what.
This is where we differ. I didn't see the original until my adult life.
Okay.
And I was like, "This is it." Yeah, throw it away.
Well, I think it was supposed to be a TV series or something.
It was,
right? And then they made it into a movie.
Yeah.
And made it one whole long thing.
But see, also, I didn't see the original Exorcist until my adult life. Because I was made to believe by my mom and my aunt and my granny that it was the scariest thing ever. And that I would
everybody will make that one.
So I just didn't want to watch it. And then as I got older, I saw Exorcist the beginning.
Okay.
That came out, I think, when I was in like 10th or 11th grade. So I said, okay, I need to watch the original. But I was still, it was in the back of my mind, okay, I don't need to watch it.
I got to be honest, man. For me personally, and I know you probably won't agree with this, but I did think Believer was a lot better than people painted it out to be.
So this is my problem.
Dude, Exorcist Believer was a banger. I loved it. It was great.
Okay, this is my problem with Believer, right?
Okay.
Because it's the Blumhouse effect. So David Gordon Green and his guy that writes the script, I can never remember his name, but they always team up together.
Yeah.
The problem is that he has a strong start, and then once he gets past the second act, he doesn't know where to take it.
Okay, so you feel like Believer kind of dropped off, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because that first half, first half, I'll say like the first 45 minutes.
Okay.
Solid. The problem is Catherine, I couldn't get invested into her because they just skipped over her.
They did skip over her.
And they also didn't
skip over her.
They didn't really dive into the friendship between Angela and Catherine.
Right.
And there's also something deeper going on with her parents. Like, they're clearly shitty parents.
Right.
But
it's clearly a bad upbringing in some sort of aspect.
Yeah, like they didn't really dive into that. And her dad was fucking weak. like how do you fall how do you fall for the devil's tricks? I choose you, Catherine. You motherfucker. He's finna kill your child.
I do see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
Like, anytime it's like a demonic entity, you have to know it's going to play mind tricks on you, especially if you're weak mentally.
I think what I did like about that movie was just the overall atmosphere. I'm a big atmospheric guy. I think if a horror movie can paint a humongous atmosphere for me, then you kind of already got me. That's kind of been a problem for me with a lot of the more recent horror movies, is that it may be intense and that's great, but there's no atmosphere.
Look, that first, at least, I'm going to say 10 minutes of the movie is what's going to capture me. Like, if it ain't got my attention in that first 10 minutes, I'm probably not going to watch it.
I'm probably out.
I'll give you 30. I'll give it 30.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You get a good basis of the movie at that point.
Right.
So
just like FNAF, the opening scene, it reeled me in, but then after that, I was like, what the...
Dude, oh my God. We got up after that movie.
I was hot.
And I was like, what's good? What y'all thinking? Yerdy and Jalen both went trash. I was like, it was
hot,
good, man. It was
what about
cool.
like slasher from your childhood that like just scared the living daylights out of you? Like, what is one that like really got you in your childhood?
Yerdy, you first.
Ironically, Chucky. And you know I love Chucky. Think about it. I was like, Chucky came out when I was born. So what I saw was I saw Child's Play 3 first.
Number 3 first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was a little bit older. At that time, I was about 8, 9, 10, something like that. No, I wasn't 10 because Bride of Chucky came out when I was 10. So I was probably about 8.
Okay.
When I saw Child's Play 3.
That's young enough for it to fuck you up. So.
Yeah, because like there's realism to it.
Yeah.
That's why it scared me, because think about it. Even though this is a doll, voodoo is real.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah. I feel like that stuff could definitely get possessed by items and things. So like, yeah, there's the realism to that. That's creepy.
Yeah, you remember Soleil I used to date? Mm-hmm. So she's like same nationality as me, Haitian.
Okay.
So I don't want to get too deep into it, but there's this thing called putting people in jars. Not physically.
That's deep enough.
But when you put
That's deep.
but
Enough
look,
said.
when you put someone in a jar, there is bad karma that comes behind it.
Okay.
That's all I need to say.
Fair.
This is like some Lilo and Stitch when she put the little people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what's going on there.
I will say, to your question, it was ironically also Chucky for me.
Really?
I saw, real quick. I saw it at 6 years old. Was at my cousin's house. We stayed the night over there at his house all the time. He had bunk beds all the time, or like all through our childhood, he had bunk beds. We sitting down there on the couch watching the movie, right? We both fell asleep. He got up and just went upstairs. I woke up, movie was still playing. So I sat down there and watched it.
Right.
Went upstairs. He had a piggy bank that was about this big. About the same size as like a life-size Chucky doll.
No.
My mind was fucking with me all night, bro. I couldn't regulate.
Did you see like the shadow in the corner?
The shadow in the corner.
Yeah,
I felt like things were moving toward me. And this is not a reach. I still remember this vividly.
Yeah.
Over 20 years ago.
That's sweet.
Honestly,
Like, it's
Candyman
crazy.
got me too.
Candyman got you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Not a
See, that's
slasher.
another one of those psychological ones. Like
Yeah, like you said, it's not a
that's
slasher, but
Yeah.
man, look.
Psychological. That's a good one.
Not a slasher, but for me, Pet Cemetery. The original
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. I agree.
On a psychological standpoint.
Absolutely.
That scene at the beginning with the kid getting hit by the truck.
See, that's like one of them
crazy.
iconic opening scenes though. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Like if it ain't got something like that in the first couple minutes,
Right.
like it ain't gonna get my attention.
Like if you put that up on the screen without
If that's
telling
the-
anybody what movie it is, we would know, Pet Cemetery.
Right. If that's the first thing that you see, like you already know the rest of the movie is gonna be intense.
Right.
Like that's what we're starting with. So I agree
Oh
with that.
man, it's crazy.
Have y'all seen the Bloodline Pet Cemetery Bloodline on Paramount Plus?
No, I have not.
I ain't seen that one.
You ain't missing that.
You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, it's like a prequel, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
So you did your research. What's yours?
I think mine's probably Jeepers Creepers. Like if I had like
Classic.
one,
Oh, that's
like
a classic.
if I had one from my childhood that really stood out to me, like it was Jeepers Creepers. I'll tell you the scene. It was the tunnel going down underneath the church or whatever it was, with all the bodies on the wall.
That's
and
a
stuff.
wicked
Like,
scene.
When he got to the end of that tunnel and there was just bodies everywhere.
all the
Like
preser-
I remember.
that's
all the preserved bodies.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember little me being like, "Okay, this is fucked. Like this is way scary."
No doubt.
So,
Honestly, they could have stopped it really at the first one.
oh, it should have absolutely been stopped at the first one. I'm hard opinionated on that
I
one.
agree
Like
with y'all. I
the
have
second
no
and third
argument.
one is just garbage at that point.
Yeah.
And then look, they're moving forward with part 5.
No.
When
See,
Reborn,
this
and
is like
Reborn
Fast
was
and Furious
terrible.
movies for me. Like there's
It's just
just
gotta
too
stop.
there's just too many of them.
Yeah.
Like no,
I think that's kind of the
Family.
problem.
nothing
Like,
tops that first one.
Family.
For
No,
sure.
yeah, you can't mess with the first one. I feel like that's
Absolutely.
also what kind of the problem with the Halloween franchise is that sometimes the movie is going to be up here and sometimes it's
See, that's why
and the
with
real
the
like
Halloween
Michael
ends,
Myers
like, it just-
fanatics are telling you,
right?
y'all should have kept that one. We didn't need that one. Wasn't that good.
What about Leatherface? How y'all feel about Leatherface?
Shout out Leatherface.
He's not on my radar. He's not on my radar.
Shout out Leatherface.
What really?
Yeah, nah.
What's up with that?
He doesn't do it for me.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2006. That's the one.
3 actually.
06.
Oh, man.
2003.
3, yeah.
Because it was that one and then the one after that, Reborn. No, was it Reborn?
I thought it was 1 in 3 and then 1 in 06.
Wait. Yeah. So 03 was Texas Chainsaw and then 06 was New Beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
Those were the only really good ones in my eyes. And then like the most notable part I remember from the first one, he's like, "Run, rabbit!"
Yeah, that was a classic.
There's one. It's like the beginning. I don't know if I've seen the full movie or not, but it's the like beginning story of his life, like how his family owned the butcher shop and whatnot, and it
Yeah, I
like
know what
shows
you're talking
him
about.
being little and growing up as a teenager and whatnot.
Right.
Is that the beginning?
I think so.
I feel like
I think
yeah,
that is
I
the
think
beginning.
I think that's.
It's
the
been a
one.
while since I've watched them, so I could be wrong. But
That's
I think
probably one of my favorite ones. I liked that it told the story there in the beginning.
Definitely,
And then they have the the Netflix requel.
See, Netflix got to leave certain stuff alone, man.
I agree.
So
They're
they
remaking everything, man.
I was actually pretty content with the Netflix one. Only because there was a scene where they took a shot at cancel culture.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, he was on this party bus because, long story short, these kids had bought this town or whatever, and they were trying to get investors. So they invited them all down there and all that.
Yeah.
And they run the party bus.
You did it that time.
Nope, you did it.
No, I ain't even touching the table.
They were on the party bus, though, and then he got on the bus with his chainsaw, and this kid, I don't know what he was, so I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Right.
But this kid was like, try anything, you're canceled, bro. And they all started pulling out their phones to go live on Instagram and all that. And he just went ape shit on the whole bus. And it made me so happy because somebody in Hollywood gave cancel culture the middle finger.
Well, it's interesting that y'all talk about that because you brought up, and we were talking about the slashers and things like that. You brought up a scene from Jeepers Creepers. Yurdy, if you had a scene from any of these movies that we've talked about, it could be a movie we haven't talked about, whatever the case may be, what's that scene? What's that scene when you think horror movies, like, you go to that scene?
One scene in particular, Nightmare 3, where the girl was smoking cigarettes and trying to keep herself woke. And he was like, welcome to prime time, bitch. And then he smashed her head with the TV.
That was a good one. I think the scene where Freddie's hand turned into them syringes.
Yes.
He stuck tearing in her arm.
Yeah, because she was
oh my god,
because she was a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the needle pit from Saw. That's
Yes.
like, if I had to think of like horror, especially thinking of the
needle pit from Saw was way worse.
That and the guys that are chained to the
Saw's
toilets
on
and
another
whatnot.
level.
Like that's crazy. Like that's I think that kind of crosses the line between psychological and slasher though. Like
I agree.
If there was a series that combined those two, I think that's probably it.
Saw definitely plays with both sides. It's definitely psychological and just like straight up.
A lot
slash.
of people look at Saw as torture porn, which I understand why. That
wasn't like a bad shock, like, but that's just a different perspective of it. I guess
that's a trope with Saw only because like he's watching them in these traps,
like he's getting off from it, kind of thing. Like
and it's like that's not his message. His message is you've done bad things. So now you have to do something bad to yourself in order to survive.
They're essentially paying for their sins, basically. Like
like karma came back around, which is wild to think about. Because people think that Jigsaw is just like out to get people. It's like
no, you done people wrong.
He selects carefully.
He selects carefully.
Yeah,
I said everybody doesn't get the nod. You know,
right? Like, look, this is a scenario.
Hello, Lynda. Do you want to play a game?
No.
You've been lying. You've made bad mistakes in your life. You've made millions and never gave anybody their props. And now it's time to pay for what you have done. You're going to become a prop. Live or die. Wait, here you go. Yeah, you ready? Live or die. The choice is yours. I'll say Saw 10 was definitely one of my top movies I saw this year.
Can y'all imagine though just waking up and seeing that bike roll in? Oh my God.
No.
I can't.
I'm going back to sleep. Covers back over my
hopefully
face.
I'll wake up.
Nah, you when you see that, you have 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
I'm telling you, man, like I wake up and I see that bike, I'm like, oh shit.
I'm gonna clock out right there. I'm done. Like that's it.
I'm like, man, do I need to do I need to cut my finger off? Like, what do I need to do to get out of this?
Blood for blood. That's how it goes.
They don't give you the reverse bird trap.
No.
I just didn't like the one with the wine glasses and the conveyor belt and the leaf blower.
Oh my God.
I think that was in Spiral. I think that was Spiral. Was that Spiral? I think so.
Spiral is actually a good movie.
I thought Spiral was dope. A lot of people didn't like
it was
Spiral.
the same thing. That's all. In the twist, I saw it coming from a mile away because that police officer, remember he died or got killed. Yeah. You never saw it happen.
Right.
Okay, I got a question about Saw 2. As far as, like, we were talking about how with Jeepers Creepers, like, it should have stopped at the first one. The Fast and Furious, like, probably should have stopped after, like, the first couple and just kept going. Saw is kind of one of those series that just keeps going, though. So, like, what is your opinion on that? Like, do you think that they ever tapered off as far as quality-wise of the movie?
After 4, they tapered off.
Okay.
5 and 6 were then 7 kind of got back on track.
That's fair.
8 was terrible. 9 was Spiral.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like they tried to wrap it up with Spiral, but just because of the way the movie played out, the way that the writing was done and things like that, they were not able to close it out completely. Mm-hmm. It was successful.
That's fair.
They come back with 10, and now here 11 is coming already. So,
That's
like,
fair.
at this point,
I knew 11 was going to get greenlit. They made too much money.
Yeah.
And then they have a lot more story to tell. Like, I feel like 11 is gonna be it's gonna be heavily influenced by Hoffman.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, it's weird, when it comes to sequels and things like that. I disagree. I know a lot of people probably think it does, but I think Thanksgiving was so good it doesn't need a sequel.
Look, y'all made me want to go see that movie. I have not seen it yet, but like after seeing both of y'all's reviews, I want to go see that one.
Yep.
That movie,
it's Eli Roth's Scream movie.
Yeah. It was
He's
definitely
good, too.
like a Scream movie for sure.
I like it.
No doubt. I don't know. It was
immaculate.
It was. There's not really much you could say bad about it. It was a whodunit, and toward the
it had the Black Friday
find
trope.
Out some things.
Yeah.
But that's what I liked about that movie. They built a horror movie around the chaos of Black Friday. That's
it
different.
is chaos. Like, it is kind of like living a horror movie.
Like, how cool, right?
So.
And that's what I was saying. How cool to get a horror movie that doesn't start with kids running off in the woods being stupid.
It's that realism again.
Yeah. No, this was... that Thanksgiving was real. It kicks off in like a Walmart parking lot.
There will be no leftovers.
There will be no leftovers.
Not even Lynda.
All right, flip the script. What about Rob Zombie?
Nope.
Would you consider that slasher?
I think it toys the line. Psychological slasher.
I like Rob Zombie, but after Halloween 1...
See, I don't. When I think of Rob Zombie, though, I don't count Halloween because, like, that movie's been done so many times. Like, I think everybody's kind of had a part in that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
House of a Thousand Corpses, it took me a couple times. And then Devil's Rejects, I love it.
Yes.
And then the 3 from Hell, that was icing on the cake.
See, I'm a little bit different on that one. Mine was definitely House of a Thousand Corpses, my favorite. Then Devil's Rejects. 3 from Hell. I don't understand the storyline behind it. Like, that was kind of one of the things, like, I think that probably should have stopped at Devil's Rejects, but it kept going with the 3 from Hell. But his other movies, 31, that's hands down probably my top favorite, right after House of a Thousand Corpses, though.
I never actually watched 31.
It's good.
You
gotta give it a chance. It's good. It kind of rides that line of psychological, though, but, like...
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I think the Rob Zombie episodes or movies are more of an acquired taste. I think the horror movie community is very bent on whether if they really like it or they don't like it at all.
There's no in between. It's one end or the other for sure.
So we'll have to definitely talk about that for sure.
Man, Lynda, this was lovely having you on.
Glad I got to come hang with you guys.
Appreciate you for being on. We've
been talking about this for a while, so.
Yeah, a whole lot of planning, a whole lot of talk.
Yes, once again, we sending Jalen our love. If y'all want to send him some orange juice, donate to the Venmo Toxic Icon Podcast. Also, like, comment, subscribe, tell your mommy, dad, granny, goldfish, everybody.
Give them all the love.
At Toxic Icon Pod on all platforms. Linktree is in our bio.
Yes. Once again, this is your boy Yerdy G.
Nick White.
My name is Lynda.
Granny Lynda, and this is and this is another episode of Toxic Icon Podcast. And as always, stay toxic.
Yeah.